Today's podcast is sponsored by Genesis, the most comprehensive and complete education for pool professionals. The Genesis Career Pathway for Pool Builders and Design Professionals puts your team on the right track to become masters of their trade.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Pool Magazine Podcast. Today we're joined by Israel Sari, Digital Solutions Category Manager at Pentair Pool. We're going to spend some time chatting about automation and learn how it can help elevate your operation and enhance the customer experience. Pentair Pool helps the world safely and sustainably move, improve, and enjoy water, life's most essential resource. Israel, I thought a good place to start today's conversation would be if you led off by telling us a little bit about how pool automation can help transform customer experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me on. I think probably the simplest way to distill this down is homeowners expect a convenient and connected experience, including for their swimming pool. And so pool automation delivers this. And so, today everyone uses their phones for just about everything. I'm a digital guy. I've been in technology for about 25 years now. And so I was speaking with my internet provider not too long ago, and the representative said, do you know you have 70 different devices connected to your router? And I was kind of surprised by that. But as I thought about all of our children's devices and all of our devices and everything that we have in our house over the past decade, that experience has become the norm. And so I think that is exactly where homeowners are today. They want their biggest investments to have convenience. They want connected experiences that save them money, that create ease of life so that they can focus on other things that are more important to them. And so automation in the Pentair space means a central hub or command that allows them to control everything on the pool pad, and then an associated app that controls that. And for us, that's the Pentair Pool app. And that allows the customer to schedule their lighting, schedule their pumps. It just makes the whole experience convenient and turns something that could be viewed as complex into something that's much more easier to engage with.
Well, you make a few solid points there, Israel. Well, let's take a deeper dive. Can you tell us about some of the automation products that are available from Pentair?
Yeah, so I'll focus on a couple different options here. If you're just starting out in automation, or maybe you have a simple pool, nothing too complex, a single body, maybe some lights, there's a great option to start with, and that's the Pentair IntelliFlow 3 pump. And what makes this pump unique is not only is it an industry-leading pump, but it also comes with connectivity. So we have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth protocols that you can connect with. And then it also comes with a couple of different relays. And those relays are what allows this device, when paired with the Wi-Fi connectivity, to control not just the pump, but also things like lights. Maybe it's a booster pump, maybe it's a heater or salt cell. I had a buddy recently that knew I worked for Pentair. He had to do some small upgrades to the pool. He had just bought the home. He was asking, how do I get the Pentair Pool app experience, but not go full in on automation? And so I recommended the IntelliFlow 3 pump for his solution, because this allows him to get that basic level of automation that he needed, but for a relatively simple body of water. So a good solution for him to turn things on and off, maybe adjust some lights and the colors of those lights. Then if we move all the way up to, for example, the IntelliCenter solution, this is the flagship solution for the entire complexities of how pools can get. So very feature-rich pools with pool spa combos, multiple bodies of water. This is where you can have multiple pumps, for example, and heaters. There's really no pool that isn't going to work well with IntelliCenter. And it comes with, again, the Pentair Pool app experience that we'll talk about in more detail here, including account maintenance or account management, so that you can invite perhaps family members to control the pool as well as yourself, but with limited access to certain things. This can be great for family, can be great for short-term rentals. And it comes, like I said, with the Pentair Pool app to control every aspect of this automation system, from lights to heaters to pumps, scheduling, you name it, it's all there. Now, if you already have, for example, some of the legacy automation that Pentair is known for, Easy Touch and IntelliTouch, Pentair was a pioneer in automation starting in really the beginning of the 2000s. So there's a lot of our customers out there that have some of these legacy devices. But just like over time, your iPhone and everything else gets upgraded, We offer an upgrade kit for these devices as well. So you can just quickly swap out the panel, but keep the majority of that automation on the wall. It's a real easy switch. I think a lot of our customers do it in an hour or less. And it's just a great option for those homeowners that want the new Pentair Pool app experience, the new connected experience that Pentair is investing in for new technology. And then finally, there's an IntelliCenter Lite option, and this is just a cost-effective redesign for customers that already have existing breaker panels. They can install IntelliCenter Lite as one of those options. So all of these IntelliCenter automation options come with remote monitoring and control, which is, I think, what we'll be focusing on today.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know a little bit more. I mean, how does remote monitoring work? Can you give us a little overview of that functionality?
Yeah, absolutely. So when our customers install an IntelliCenter automation panel on the pool pad, they are going to take that customer through the Pentair Pool app to show them, of course, how to operate it, right? So they now have access to a full set of features to control that pool from anywhere in the world, whether it's their backyard or, if they're on vacation somewhere, they still have access to that pool. And so our installers will then, at the same time they're setting up the customer, will add their business email address as an administrative user of that account with the homeowner's permission. And so what that does is two things. It allows the installer or our customer to then get access to that system at any time as well. So just like the homeowner, they can get a view of that system to see all of the settings just as though the homeowner was looking at it. But what comes in addition to that, which is pretty exciting, is then a consolidated dashboard view online. And that's a web-based view that then has all of the parameters for all of the systems. So say, for example, you've been installing IntelliCenter systems for some time now. I have many customers that have installed hundreds of systems, and they have hundreds of customers that they have access to control or view those pool systems. Viewing those one at a time is not efficient, but that's why we've created IntelliCenter Remote Monitoring as a web-based dashboard that allows them to see everything. So everything includes whether or not that system is connected, the system name and information about that customer. So their email address, their address, where they're located, their model or the firmware of the system, and then things like air temp, especially useful for those systems that remain open but might have be close to cooler climates. And so we want to make sure that freeze protect is enabled. So we want to keep an eye on what that air temperature is doing. Then all of the body details from the water temp, how the heater is performing or what heat mode is set if they have a heater, what the chlorinator output is. And then we have things like lights. How are the lights performing? Are they on? Are they off? What auxiliaries are they attached to? Probably one of the most exciting things is the pump visibility to the parameters for the pump. So how is that pump flowing? What is the power output? How is it addressed? Is it on or off? And then finally, things like water chemistry. So if our customers take advantage of IntelliChlor or iChem, they can then see things like pH, ORP, salt ppm, LSI balance, and then chlorine and acid tank levels, which is extremely useful. All of this is in a dashboard similar to what you would see on a spreadsheet that's sortable and searchable, but probably one of the biggest things that they use it for is to sort by alarms. Our IntelliCenter will report out any custom alarms that the installer has set up, and those alarms are easily sortable and present on the dashboard so that you can click into them and see what's going on with that system. And we even allow you to then connect to that system to make modifications. So it's extremely valuable both to the homeowner and our customers.
Israel, I'm just hearing you talk about all these features and functionality of remote monitoring, and my mind just gets going. It seems like it could have a lot of benefits for a pool pro. I mean, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. Here's the way I tell our customers, there's two levels here to look at it. If you're just a builder and you're not servicing the pools, there's still value here. You're investing in a system that you want to see through and you want to be successful. And so even if you're not servicing that system post-construction, you want to keep an eye on it. You want to make sure things are humming along, pumps are operating correctly, the schedules are operating correctly. You want that visibility and peace of mind so that in case the customer is touching some things or getting a little bit curious about the advanced settings menus, you want to be able to have quick access to that so that you can make sure to make any adjustments or improvements based on the customer feedback. So from a builder perspective, it's extremely valuable to have that quick access and that eye in the sky on this dashboard for all of the systems that you've installed in one shot without having to connect to them individually. Although you have that option too as well through the Pentair Pool app. From a servicer side of things, it's a no-brainer. It's proactive maintenance, it's reduced truck rolls, it's early detection of issues, of alarms. Our servicers that service pools, they know how these systems should operate, and they're usually intimately familiar with things from water temperature to what kind of power draw the pump has. And so they're able to see things at a glance that perhaps the homeowner wouldn't notice. And then it allows them to improve their service quality. They're going to have the right technician on the right job, whether or not it's an issue with equipment, or if they just need to top off the chlorine tank. They're going to be prepared when they go out, or perhaps they'll reschedule and reprioritize the route based on what they're seeing on the remote monitoring dashboard, so they can be extremely efficient in their routing. But a lot of the times, most of these issues can be resolved remotely. And so the ability to connect remotely to these systems and make these edits is not only amazing for the homeowner because they don't have to schedule a time and be available to let the servicer in the backyard, for example, but the servicer themselves does not have to drive out there sometimes 30, 45 minutes an hour to troubleshoot an issue that could be as simple as adjusting a schedule, adjusting pump flow, or any other kind of quick fix that would make it unnecessary to do that truck roll.
I love it. I'm a data guy. I mean, it sounds like there's a big opportunity here to increase revenue with this. I mean, can you talk about that?
Yeah, certainly from a service perspective, a lot of our customers offer premium services or tiered services. So you have the option to offer that white glove monitoring tier to customers that really want that peace of mind beyond just the weekly or biweekly visit. They want the peace of mind that somebody is looking at that system and keeping an eye on it during the week. Perhaps it's on a TV inside the service bay, and they have confidence in knowing that their dealer is keeping an eye on that, and they're willing to pay additional. And so we have customers that add that as an upgrade to the level of service. So that's additional revenue opportunity from them from a seasonal or monthly perspective, depending on what regions they're in. And so that top tier is something that our best customers offer, and they have customers that are more than willing to upgrade for that expense to get the benefit. And then it goes without saying, when you start solving problems proactively, or that pool's always humming like it should be with the right water quality and the equipment just performing optimally, then you're building loyalty. You're strengthening your position as the trusted provider that's going to differentiate you from your competitors.
We got a lot of pool pros that are listening to this. So how can someone get this integrated into their operations?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the setup during the installation with the pool and the homeowner is how we recommend this start. So our best remote monitoring customers create a standard operating procedure of setting up the new automation system and training their staff to include their business email as part of that manage users feature. And so they're doing that on site when they set up the pool, or even if it's a pool that already has IntelliCenter automation, the homeowner can always invite that dealer by using the Pentair Pool app as well. So there's a couple different ways that the homeowner can either be involved in this, or the dealer can initiate it during installation. And then what we recommend, and we talked to our customers when we built this tool, they wanted a system that was available, or a dashboard that was available online, didn't have to be installed on a computer. And then they told us they generally are going to project this onto a large monitor or a TV in the service area. And so again, some of our best customers have a large TV within the office. They've got this scrolling dashboard of systems that refreshes every 15 minutes automatically. And so as they're going about their day in the office, they're keeping an eye on alarms, or just in general, they're keeping an eye on air temps and water temps, just to make sure things are going well. So they're streamlining their workflow, like I mentioned, with data-driven decision-making, so they know exactly who they've got to visit with what priority, and they're making good decisions both for the homeowner and their business.
Thanks, Israel, for that. I mean, is this something that pool pros can use to differentiate their business?
I think it is, because we're creating a dashboard here that is unique to the industry. This is really the first and only system, IntelliCenter system, that provides a consolidated dashboard with automation at this level of detail. So we think that's a unique selling proposition as they're going through and talking to potential customers for bills, is that, look, this is what we offer from a builder perspective, or this is what we offer from a service perspective. We're going to have comprehensive insights. We're going to be able to quickly connect to your system. We're going to be able to solve problems remotely. And you're going to get our attention with white glove service, because we're setting a standard that really the rest of the industry or customers outside of IntelliCenter automation haven't been offering yet. So this is Pentair's, I think, strength. We're an innovator in pool management technology. And they're also getting access to a dashboard that's receiving continual updates and innovation on our end. We've got some exciting things planned for 2025 that I can't share here, but just stay tuned. And then from a homeowner perspective, they're getting access to the automation through the Pentair Pool app, which is, we think, an industry-leading application and experience as well. And that app receives continuous monthly updates. So there's continual investment in new technology going into these products that's going to serve both the homeowner and the servicer.
Israel, if any pool pros listening in are interested in learning more about remote monitoring, I mean, what should they do next?
Yeah, it's easy. So if you're already on IntelliCenter or already installing IntelliCenter, we have a website that you can log into to get started with this dashboard. The IntelliCenter remote monitoring dashboard is at pro.pentairpool.com. It's a relatively new website that we've stood up to make it easy for those installers who are working with IntelliCenter to access their dashboard of customers, particularly if they've already begun to manage users through the Pentair Pool app. This dashboard doesn't require any setup. It's ready to go. They just need to log in with their credentials and they'll begin to see their systems. If they haven't yet started the process of managing users as they set up systems, there's a handy Get Started link at the bottom of that website, and it'll walk them through step by step. If you're not installing IntelliCenter today, certainly reach out to one of our field reps or our tech services to get your questions answered, and we can offer assistance on how to get started on that side as well. And then for our pros that are working with Pentair today, they hopefully are familiar with our amazing Pentair University. Pentair University is your opportunity for hands-on training all over the United States. I attend several of these a year just for me to bone up on our equipment, but it is a great opportunity to get all of the information you need to become successful on this. Our trainers and our field reps are not going to let you fail. If you're new to automation, they're going to get you up to speed and they're going to come alongside you. And with tools like remote monitoring, you're going to see a big difference in the level of service you can offer to your business.
Lots of great information today, Israel. Thanks for taking time out to connect with our audience today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
As we wrap up today, I'd like to leave pool pros with a few key takeaways from today's discussion. Number one, investing in pool automation benefits both you and your customers. Number two, remote monitoring increases efficiency and revenue and leads to happier customers. Number three, embrace the shift towards smarter, more connected pool solutions. To learn more, make sure to log into pro.pentairpool.com. Thanks for joining us and listening in today. Make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Until next time, stay innovative and keep making waves in the pool industry.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Genesis, the most comprehensive and complete education for pool professionals. The Genesis career pathway for pool builders and design professionals puts your team on the right track to become masters of their trade.